Today's Yudzayin Kislev, and we're learning the second to the last shtikele. Hine leiteva shmo. The last two pieces of Tanya talk about davening. The last two shtik of Tanya talk about davening. This one talks about the minyan not davening too quickly, and the next one talks about everyone davening together. Okay, so let's learn today's, and we'll learn tomorrow's tomorrow. Hine, page 322. Leiteva hashmua shamaiti. Leiteva hashmua. It's not good, the news. Shamaiti that I heard. But Tirgas bitni, and it angered me inside. Asher amad Hashem, the nation of God. Ma'avirim, take away. Melifnei hateva, from the yomit. Ha'ish hachofetz b'chayim. Those people who want life. V'arichas yomim, and the long life. Shall kol anshe shleimenu. From all of Hasidim, not just of themselves. Shebemikdash ma'at hazeh shel anash. In the small base hamikdash of Hasidim. That a person's life is enhanced through davening. The Gemara says, three things lengthen a person's life. One of them is to daven long. So the says people are not letting the Marichim B'Tfilah go to the Yomid because they're in a rush. You got to catch the train. They're going to the Abit, and they're in politics, and so any person davens long, they don't let him go to the Yomid. That's what I'm upset about. The long daveners, they should go to the Yomid, and the short daveners, either they should daven long or they should daven without a minute. If a person is very busy, he has no possible way of waiting to hear Kedusha from this Chazan who's going to daven slowly. So the Alter Rebbe it's better for this person not to hear Kedusha Baruch altogether, to descend into the life in the desire life. And a person who's forced, he has to go to work, has to do business, and therefore he cannot wait for the minyan. Rachmana Pat, the Rebbe forgives him. In other words, daven without a minyan, in a city where there's a minyan, the shul was a minyan, as long as you don't rush the minyan, what about the fact that you're missing Tfilah B'Tziba? Hashem forgives you because you're in Enes. V'ashatz and the Chazan Meitzi Yedei Chevosei is Yotzi for him Kadosh Kedusha and Baruch Hu, that v'af Shalei Shama, he didn't hear these things, Ki'ilu Shama, as if he heard. Shuke'ena mamish. The Rebbe says not being in shul because you have to go to work and letting the chazan daven at his pace, and he's being yetzer for you. You become ke'ena mamish, as if you're answering the chazan mamish. Why? And he says, because the Isa b'Gemara, the Gemara says, the people who live in cities where there's no minyan, in the olden days, especially in Poland, people live very spread out, and there were places where there's no minyan. So by default, they daven without a minyan. The ani see that they're anusim, it's not their fault. And therefore, the Yetzer Tfilah Shmona Esra Atma, the Yetzer Tfilah Shmona itself, bechazar zashatz, with the Chazan's Chazar, Kilu Shamu Mamish, as if they heard. In other words, Yidden didn't know how to daven Pasha, and they used to go to the shul, and the Chazan would say Chazar zashatz, and they would answer Amen, and that's how they daven. If they couldn't be in the shul because they were too far away, they didn't even hear it. They didn't answer Amen. They're Yetzer like as if they heard it. Kolshkim Akavachem if they daven b'Yechidus. Says the Alter Rebbe, Kedusha Baruch Hu. So Kedusha and Baruch Hu, the same thing that the Chazan is Yetzi. Okay? So the Rebbe says, please do not rush the Chazan. Let the Chazan go at his pace. What about you daven b'Yechidus and the Chazan will be Yetzi? Now the Alter Rebbe goes into a dissertation about how important davening is, and he says, this was researched, and it was determined that Keinu, this was even true. Afghan B'Deiros Elishenim. Even in the times of earlier generations, in the times of the Mishnah, the Gemara, it was true that davening was very important. It should not be rushed. And if someone's in a rush, let him daven b'Yechidus, and the Chazan will be Yetzer. Even though in the times of the Shas, they lived in an age, whereas it says in the Mishnah, Talmud Teira keneged kula, the Ikar was Teira, and davening was a tafel. That's why they davened much quicker, they didn't have as many pages, and so forth. Especially nowadays. Ikvas Mashiach, the hill of Mashiach. We cannot make Torah our Ikir, because we have so many tzaras. And therefore, the Ikir Aveda be'ikvas Mashiach, the most important thing we do in serving Hashem nowadays, he had tefillah as davening, Mitzvah V'Rachav Zal Beit Chaim U'Priyas Chaim. The Rachav Zal writes in the Kabbalah Svan. And the first words of the Igeres HaKedesh, Kuntas Achrin, Lahave Mashikos B'Priyas Chaim start the Bezman Hazeh Ikir Abira De'at Tefillah Afshe Talmud Teira L'May L'Mitzvah. It's already mentioned before. So nowadays, Ikir is davening, Ikir is Mesiras Nefesh, because we're not such a high madrega to Torah. We can mamshich halakus into this one. How much more so? It's appropriate and fit to give our lives for davening, and not to be lazy, and not to chap, and not to rush, and certainly not to deprive davening's opportunity from davening from somebody else. Okay? And now he adds a chiddush. He said it was always true that davening was important, especially now. Please don't rush the chazan. And now he adds a chiddush nifle nigla aloch. And he says v'cheva shel teira mamash. And davening is mamash a mitzvah say deiraisa lemevine madam. To those people who understand knowledge of teyelas, the benefit of his abundance of contemplation, and delving deeply with one's das a little bit. From shur delay, each one according to his limit, according to his measure, besidur shvachay shalmakei baruchu, in arranging the praise of the Eibishter, the psuke de zimra, ushtei brachas shalafnei kriyash ma'yetzav yava, the two brachas before kriyash ma'yetzav navas elam, le'eder behen, to arouse in them ha'ava musteret, the hidden love, believe call Yisrael in the hearts of all Jewish people. That love it should come to gili, to a revealed state, b'his galas halev, in a revealed state in the heart, b'sh'as kishma atzmo, when we say Shema, v'gal terebe shezois hi mitzvahs ha'ava. It's the commandment, the eraisa of love, shevavasok, v'yahavta v'gemer, b'chol avav v'gemer, v'gal terebe ha'ninis v'shenu, which is counted first, b'tayag mitzvahs, in the 613 mitzvahs, k'machikos of Rambam, that was written in the Rambam, shimi sedi ha'teira, it's amongst the foundations of Torah, v'sheida shemakar l'kol ramach mitzvahs aseh, and a root and a source for all the 248 positive mitzvahs. What's the chiddush? Everybody knows that davening is midrabanan. You can look in Sherish Mitzvah Tefillah from the Tzemach Tzedek in the first Perek. He brings 3 days about davening. One day the davening is only a rabbanan. Second day the davening is a deiraisa, but the chiyuv of davening is that whenever you have a need. You don't have to daven every day, you don't have to daven every weekend. You have a need to daven to the Eibishter. The third day is Shittas HaRambam, which is a very big chiddush. That not only is davening a deiraisa, but the chiyuv of davening is every day. But not nusach hatfilah. Just davening. And what is davening? Bakashas tzlachar. Asking Hashem for your needs. Our siddur is not bakashas tzlachar. It's mostly praising the Eibishter. And our siddur, the nusach hatfilah, is an anshekhan stagadela, which is for sure the rabbanan. So Alter Rebbe, you should know the way we daven is deiraisa. It's not the Erais al Tefillah, it's the Erais al Avos Hashem, and although it doesn't say it here, but it's kind of obvious, it's the Erais al Emunas Hashem, al Yediyas Hashem, al Achtas Hashem. So maybe Mitzat Tefillah to the Rabbanan, certainly the Nusach is the Rabbanan, but when a Yid davens and he meditates on the greatness of the Eibishter, in Psukei Zimra, in Berchis Krishma, so he reveals Avos Hashem, this is Mitzvah Hashem, B'minyan Taryag. Now I have to tell you, they look in Rambam, it's not Mitzvah Hashem, it's Mitzvah Shlishis, B'minyan Taryag. The first mitzvah is Yediyas Hashem, Emunas Hashem. The second mitzvah is Achtas Hashem. And the third mitzvah is Ahava. And the fourth mitzvah is Yidin. Alter Rebbe calls it mitzvah Yishayna. That's his own minyan of mitzvahs. Alter Rebbe is Egin HaChayz. The first mitzvah is Ahava. Or perhaps he means to be Meramas, that he doesn't only mean that the Deiraisa is the Ahava. The Deiraisa is the Hisbonenus too. Before the Ahava, you have the Limud and the Hisbonenus. So the Alter Rebbe may be Bakoshes Tzrochav. In Nusach HaTfilah the Rabbanan. But davening als Achdas Hashem and Emunas Hashem and Avos Hashem is for sure the Eraisa. How could you neglect it? Understand? You understood? That was clear. Yes? The fact that every Jew naturally loves the Eibishter from birth and by his nature, you can't say it's a commandment, it's your nature. And therefore, what's the tzivur? The tzivur is to reveal the Ahava. How do you reveal the Ahava? Through the limud and the hisbonenus. These are mitzvahs say that I say. When do we fulfill them? When we're playing gym, when we're watching laundry, when we daven. Okay, while the love is still hidden, it's only in the divine soul, and it's not revealed in the animal soul. So you have not done the mitzvah. That's your natural state. Doing the mitzvah is revealing the Ahava, also in the Yetzer Hara and the Nefesh HaBamis. When it's revealed, and if it's revealed, it's automatically revealed to the animal soul, to the soul of vitality and life as well. It's revealed in the heart, the left ventricle of the heart, which is Mekei Mishka Nefesh HaChayunus, the place of the seat of the animal soul, and this is a mitzvah say the Ereis of Ahava. And it continues as birur nitzeitzeis hamus k'sham be'etz chaim and pri'etz chaim gabetfil. And this is why Yemavar Nitzutas through davening, as the Alter Rebbe himself explains on the first page of the Igeres Lakedik of Mashkos Pri'etz Chaim. He said that the Arizal says that when you daven Yemavar Birurim, even though you're not Esik in Dvarim Gashmi, Usually Birurim is involved in Dvarim Gashmi. He davens. When a Mesiras Nefesh, B'chol Me'idecha, he's Mavada Birurim without engaging in Dvarim Gashmi at all, just from the davening. So what is the pshat? That you're Mavada Birurim davening, dafke, when you're davening, reaches in Nefesh HaBahamis. If the davening remains in the Nefesh HaLikis, it's not Mavada Birurim. You follow? Only when it reaches Nefesh HaBahamis. But mainly you have to arouse real Avat Hashem when you daven, has to reach Nefesh HaBahamis. And on top of the fact that it's a mitzvah, say Shal Teira, you're Eisek and Birurim, which is a Pnimi in Kabbalah. Shu Bechina says, Hapcha Yiskafi, this is transforming, or at least bending. Shal Nefesh HaChiyunus of the soul of vitality, the animal soul, and the Nefesh HaLikis of the godly soul, it does it as no. Ki Adam hu Nefesh HaChol, the blood is the life of a person, it's the Nefesh HaBahamis. Adam is Chadish B'chol Yom, and every day the blood is new, me'echel and mashkin from new food, new drink. Right? There's who knows biology? How long does blood cells last? A doctor. 14 days. How long is the life expectancy of blood cells? They don't live forever. They're renewed. Constantly. Every day you eat food, you have new blood. That blood is your Nefesh HaBahamis, and when you daven again, and you're able to reveal the Avat Hashem, you're Mavada that blood also. Okay? V'adam is okay. V'gam mispal, and it's also affected. V'nitkan and corrected. Mi balbushim v'dira v'chuli, by nice clothing and a nice home and so forth and so on. And when you arouse Avat Hashem and Yiras Hashem, you're being masakin. You're Nefesh HaBahamis, and you're being makayim the inyan of Birurim with something Kislev. Masha'enkim v'deres harishedim, as opposed to earlier generations. Shahayu neshamas alikis gedeli ha'erech, that they were a much higher level of godly souls. So hayabir nas kerega b'kishma levad ubercheiseha shalofaneha. They did that quick. They said only brachas kishma and krishma, and they had the Avat Hashem right away. Upsuka de zimra b'ktala b'choli v'dal. They davened very short. The original psuka de zimra was 2 brachas and a pasuk. Baruch Shamar, Yishtabach, and B'seich Yedecha. That's it. Because they aroused themselves more quickly. We need more arousal. We need a nice decoration, which I suppose he calls Mabushim B'dira Noah. And we daven. Therefore, you should know davening is a de'eraisa. The Avas Hashem, the Yiras Hashem, the Achdas Hashem, the Yidiyas Hashem is a de'eraisa. Please don't rush. The people have to rush. Let them daven b'yichid. Okay.